When it comes to forestry, China and Peru couldn't be more different. Peru has a large tropical forest region. It has huge expanses of natural forest. China was largely deforested a very long time ago, and China's been moving to protect its remaining natural forests over the past few years, and to invest heavily in forest rehabilitation. And they're able to do that through very strong central planning, and they've implemented the world's largest payment for ecosystem services scheme in the world to date, involving about 20 million hectares of forest conversion of cropland to forest, and which involves payment to over 30 million households through direct cash transfers to people who retire their agricultural land and convert it to forest. The subsidies were higher in the beginning. They've been declining as time goes on. They are reduced, and eventually they're supposed to finish. And so the big challenge is to understand whether and how the conversion, the land that's converted to forest, will be maintained as forest after subsidies finish. The most important thing in Peru is to sustainably manage the natural forests that remain, and to understand processes such as natural regeneration, the role of smallholder communities in sustainable forest management in the Amazonian region. The issues are different. There are environments in Peru, however, some of the more arid environments, mountainous environments, where China's experience of conversion of cropland, especially in sloping lands, could be very interesting to look at in the more mountainous parts of Peru. The Chinese landscape has been affected for a very, very long time by logging and mining, and that has led to, in recent years, starting in the late 90s especially, China imposing policies to completely protect its own natural forests. And that's one of the things that led to an explosion of Chinese demand for timber from other countries, including Peru. China has a long history of demand for tropical timber. Unlike Europe and North America especially, China has traded in tropical timber from Southeast Asia for hundreds of years. So the Chinese industries were already accustomed to using many different kinds of tropical timber. And this has led to pressure on tropical forests in Southeast Asia, and then Africa as well, and Latin America. There's also a lot of demand for minerals coming from China, because China is now the world's factory. Peruvian government needs to monitor the effects of global trade and investment on its own natural resource base. That might, in the long run, it might include putting some restrictions on the logging of some natural forest species, some species that are ecologically very important, such as Chihuahuaco and others, that have been overlogged very quickly in recent years, that have very